Hey there, my name is sjofors, and I got this moniker, the Price Whisperer, that I was given many years ago, and I've been using it ever since because I got a wacky name. Much easier to do a Google search for the Price Whisperer than try to remember my name and try to spell it and so forth. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about how to use or why using pricing as a growth level of your company is really the most effective way that you can change your company's operation, and how you, if you look at your company from through the lens of pricing, um, everything is going to change, and everything is going to change in a very positive way, and that's sort of my message today. So why is that? Well, first off, if you think about it, a company's profits comes from only three variables. It's the total cost of the operation. It is the total sales volume of whatever you sell, and it is the price of what you sell. Right? Very simple. This though is, I mean, I obviously everybody in a senior position in a company kind of knows this as a gut feel, but rarely do companies act on it. No, I mean, again, they kind of know it, but then they do whatever they can to increase sales volume. They do whatever they can to control the cost, and pricing is often looked upon, or is not looked upon at all, because it's just forgotten, if anything like that. And this is sad because of these three, for for a average company, pricing has higher leverage of on profitability than the other two. Pricing has about twice the leverage on profitability compared to cost control, and about three times the leverage on profitability compared to sales volume increases. And that's of course because it works on the top line, and profits are good, right? Profits are good because when you reinvest those profits into the company, you will have more resource, right? Higher profit means higher higher ability to increase your market development effort, higher ability to develop new products or define new services, higher ability to increase your marketing spend, and even higher ability to um, to recruit more competent people that are often more expensive, right? So profits in any company is always good, and of course, if you don't have profits, eventually you have no company. Either it's going to close down, or it's going to be sold, or something like that. Because if you don't have a profit, and in your company, and eventually investors, including yourself, if it's a small company, owner operated companies, is going to run out of resource, and going to run out of patience, if you like, for a company to become profitable. Now, having said that, some companies have been very successful running for many years without turning a profit, because they convince investors that it's worth their while, right? Amazon obviously is one of them. Uber just recently shown the first profit in the company's existence, and I think Uber's been around like 15-18 years or something like that. But for most companies, that's not a choice, and therefore you have to become profitable very quickly, and then use that profits to reinvest in the company. And the best way of doing it is to make sure that you're pricing right. Now, what does pricing right mean? Well, it means that you understand the price elasticity in the market. It means that you understand what customer profiles would support more profitable prices than other customer profiles. It means that you understand what product features, what service features and benefits of products or services that supports more profitable prices than other features, functions, and benefits, right? It means that you understand what marketing channels and messages not only that leads to the highest number of clicks, for example, or leads coming in, but what also drives a higher willingness to pay, and therefore support more profitable prices. So, I mean, it's no good you doing a marketing campaign and you get oodles of people who are interested in your product or service, but they can't afford to buy it, right? So so you want to make sure that you know how to market in such a way that you can price more profitably. You also want to know how your like I said, not only marketing channels and marketing messages, but also what sales channels and sales methodologies support higher prices, more profitable prices than others. And compared to other channels and other methodologies, and many times it means that you have an opportunity to maybe change the whole way you sell, right? Because it can lower sales friction, and it can again support more profitable prices than what you used to do, whatever you happen to be used to. And finally, obviously, knowledge of that elasticity and so forth, price elasticity, together with everything else that I just mentioned, allows you to develop a pricing strategy that not only minimize sales friction, it's often stratified in some way, so that you can make sure that you can capture the most of your marketplace willing to pay, and you can expand your market. You can make sure you have the best product to market fit and so forth. So pricing if you look at pricing as a growth lever, then everything changes in your company. And like I said, it changes in a very positive way. Many small decisions in your company is going to be different. Product managers are going to ask themselves, can I add a function that will support more profitable prices, as opposed to a function that is just convenient to add? Should I the salespeople will say things like, or sales management, how do I control discounting so discounting is not rampant, but instead how do I teach salespeople how to deliver the value proposition and close the deal at more profitable prices? Marketing will say things like, how can we target the customer profiles that support higher prices, more profitable prices? How can we use the marketing channels and the marketing messages that supports more profitable prices than other channels, that other messages, and so forth? And so it changes everything, right? And that's sort of the beauty of pricing, if you like. And you know what? The biggest little secret here is that your competitors don't know this, right? They don't, because they've been using gut feel and guesses and maybe market price, whatever, in the past, and So you get a head start on your competition. And this is why companies that look at pricing as a growth level typically end up growing much faster. They are more profitable. They add much more shareholder value, and they end up as the high price, the high profit, and the high customer benefit market leader. Something that you want, isn't it? Right? Something that we all strive for in our companies, right? Or at least we should strive for in our companies, and I certainly do in mine. And I certainly hope that you do in yours. So anyway, think about pricing as a growth lever, and it was nice seeing you on this show, if you liked, on this video. And please Google The Price Whisperer to find my writings, my books, my video channels, and so forth. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you much.